welcome back to my channel. My name is Keisha, and in today's video I wanted to give you guys my first 48 experience post-op VSG surgery. So this will include the day of hospital stay and then soon after I went home, the 28 hours there. So I have a list of things, so if I look down, I'm just looking in my notebook so that I'm not all over the place. So let's start at when I got to the hospital and I'm literally on the bed about to go into surgery. I had surgery about 1:30 p.m., 2 o'clock, and I remember waking up because I asked the lady what time it was, around 5 o'clock. When she told me that, I went right back to sleep. I was by myself and I was still in recovery. So I would say personally the first 5 to 8 hours I was simply just resting and trying to get all the medication off. She did ask me if I was in pain and I wasn't, so she didn't put any...
A biscuit.
Huh?
A biscuit.
That's what happened? Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
Okay.
All right.
A biscuit.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Quarantine life. So the first 4 to 5 hours, I was simply just resting, just trying to, like I said, get all the medication off before they even give me more medication. I had a little bit of pain, so before I even got into my room, she put something in my IV that burned a little bit, but that's because it's going straight into your bloodstream, so that helped. So after like the 8 hours, they gave me ice chips. Was it? Yeah, it was. What's that?
Mommy.
Oh, wow. Do you want me to have it? Okay. I'll take it. Thank you, Jabari. Watching me. So I remember just after being in my room for about 3 to 4 hours, just getting ice chips in, and just because my mouth was so dry, and I believe they weren't letting me have anything at all until about 8:30 at night. So that's when I just started doing ice chips. I'm not really comfortable in the hospital. I don't like hospitals, so I didn't really get like the best amount of sleep. So as soon as I was able to, and I didn't have all these things on my legs and stuff, I started moving. The first 2 times I ever moved, it was very uncomfortable, but I made sure that I moved. I didn't want to wait until someone came in and said, oh, are you ready to move? Oh, do you want to get up? Oh, do you need to go to the bathroom? I was getting up on my own, especially when you have somebody there with you, your mom, your dad, your spouse, whoever is your support person. They're there to help you. So my mom was there for the most part, helping me go to the bathroom, doing the laps with me. Like anytime I said, Mom, let's go, you know, that person is supposed to be down to help you out. So for me personally, I would say definitely start moving every 3 hours when you can. But like I said, in those first like 8 to 10 hours, 5 to 10 hours, it matters the person, definitely rest, get that medication off, because some hospitals are more into keeping you drugged up, and then others, like my hospital, is like, nah, you're gonna like feel this pain and all that stuff. That's how my hospital was. They really weren't big on giving you a lot of medication, except for things for like acid reflux, heartburn, or having like ulcers in your stomach, things that they wanted you to take, stuff like that, but not really painkillers. So like I said, like move as much as possible in every 3 hours when you're in the hospital. Also measure how much you're using the bathroom. I had like a little stool where they were catching my urine just to see how much urine was coming out of me. So that's something that you definitely want to measure. They gave me like this paper to write down like how much I was using the bathroom, instead of me just collecting it, because my nurses didn't come in like every hour to see when I was using the bathroom. So I would just go, write it down, dump it out. Simple as that. But that's definitely something that my program was looking at, making sure you're actually using the bathroom. Another thing was they gave you the 1 ounce cups, making sure that you are counting how many cups you are drinking. So for me personally, I had to get in 10 ounces before I was able to go home. And like I said, it's not something that you're in a rush. I stayed up a lot of the night. So anytime I was up, I was just drinking, watching TV. Definitely have that sheet where you're doing tallies just to make sure you're getting in your liquid. But like I said, do not rush, because when you do rush, that's when that's when you bring all of the pain and all that stuff of your stomach hurting and you can't move, basically, because I've done it. So I would definitely say whatever your doctor's goals were, mine was to get 10 ounces in. Just have it by you at all times. When you're doing the lap around wherever your lap is, definitely make sure you have your water with you. When you're doing a lap in your room, because I was doing a lot of walking in my room just because I didn't want to just because I didn't want to keep going outside of my room, so I would just walk around in the room. But I always had something in my hand. Like right now, my son is drinking my water right now because I always just, wherever I'm at in the house, let me show them my water. I always have water handy. This has Crystal Light in it. That's why he enjoys it so much, but that's how I get it down so often. But whether I'm recording a video, whether I'm watching TV, laying in the bed, I always have water with me. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I would definitely say, if need be, stay on the clear liquid diet. For me, I stayed on the clear liquid diet, of course, when I was in the hospital, but for the next 3 days, I stayed on clears. I tried to jump off of clears as soon as I came home, and it just did not work for me. Even though the shakes were thin, it just was too much for me, and I wasn't gonna kill myself over that. So for me personally, staying on a clear liquid diet was best for me. All you need to do is really stay hydrated and stay in your bed and just keep walking. So even if you want to do, I was doing a lot of the clear liquid protein drinks, but for the most part, I was simply doing water, Crystal Light, and popsicles. Popsicles are like your best friend because it's only an ounce. The popsicle is huge. You think it's a lot of liquid, but it's literally just 1 ounce. As long as you're not becoming dehydrated, you are good. And I would say definitely track what you're drinking and how much you're getting in, whether it's on one of the apps, MyFitnessPal, Bariatrics, that's the app I use, or you're just doing tallies on a piece of paper. It's up to you. For me personally, a tracker was definitely something that I was doing because I was in the bed the whole time on my phone. Another thing I'm going to repeat is I live in an apartment building, and in my hallway, I was just doing laps probably every 3 hours just because I noticed every time I got up, I felt like water was going all the way down. Your stomach is literally like right here, so you definitely have to like move it back down. Your body was just cut open. So walking not only helps, I wrote it down, but it helps gas bubbles, it helps get liquid down, it helps get burps out, it helps get gas out. Walking is like huge. I talked about this in my earlier videos that I took like no pain pills. I probably still have the pain medication that they gave me because for me, I noticed I wasn't as bloated as a lot of people when they were post-op. That's one thing about me. I was not bloated at all. So I really don't think he pumped me with a lot of gas and a lot of air because my incisions are extremely small, like really small. And I didn't have of course I had gas pains, but it wasn't something where I had to take like Gas-X or like it was very uncomfortable for me to sleep and all that stuff, or my incisions hurt. My incisions cleared very easily. My incisions, the tape stayed on it for a very long time. My incisions for the first 48 hours for me really weren't a problem. I would say for me, it was just to move as much as possible. You are going to have the gas bubbles. You are going to have a little pain using the bathroom just because you're using your stomach. It sounds weird, but you actually do use your stomach muscles to go to the bathroom. Number one and number two. So it hurts a little bit, especially if you guys ever, my women out there ever gave birth after a C-section or after, well, all I can speak about is a C-section. But anyway, after having a child, using the bathroom for the first time hurts a little bit, and that's basically what it felt like, but it does pass, and it's not like something you need medication for or anything like that. But my biggest tips are to stay moving and to stay hydrated. Staying hydrated is definitely one of the biggest things because you will end up back in the hospital if you end up being dehydrated. So whatever ways you want to track your fluids, definitely track your fluids. And they talk about this in the first 2 weeks. Now, it's very annoying to continue to track your liquids, but I would definitely say, I know this is a 48-hour video, but I tracked for the first 6 weeks because as soon as you get into a rhythm of what you know what to do, what you know what to drink and all that stuff, then you're good to go. But I would say the first 6 weeks, definitely track as much as possible so that you don't forget and that you can see your progress from day 1 to day 2 to week 3. You can definitely see that you are getting so much more in and that your stomach is actually working for you. So those are just a few of my tips. Any people out there that are post-op or pre-op that need these tips or want to just engage with me, definitely comment down below what really works for you and helps you out with your 2 weeks pre-op or your already 2 days. If you guys use any of the things that I said, definitely let me know down below, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.